Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's early morning. I've been up since the wee hours of the morning. Woke up probably about 5 o'clock this morning. Did a couple of things, trying to be productive this morning. And now I'm on my way to Lowe's to go get some hardware because I need to build something for my daughter and my grandbabies. She's wanting to build some kind of closet thing in the little camper there, but I need a little hardware to pull it off. I'm going to use some wood and some materials off the mountain for most of the stuff, but I need some stuff to kind of attach everything because I don't want to just drill random stuff into the walls, but yet at the same time I need it to not be able to be knocked over by the babies and stuff like that for safety. So I got a plan in my head to build something, and she's been trying to do what she calls woman math or something, where she's talking about, yeah, it's about the length of my elbow to my wrist and all this other stuff. I told her, I said, just hold off, I'll help you, and we'll build it together. She's kind of got an idea of what she wants, and not quite understanding it 100%, but we'll figure it out. We'll build up a little something. Gonna use some of the material from some of those canopies that got torn down, those temporary canopies with the round metal piping, the white pipe there. It's lightweight, strong, and I got plenty of it. I got plenty of it, so should be able to come up with a little solution to fit. We'll probably end up taking one of the bunks there in the bunk room and turning probably the top part into like a little closet type deal. Their clothes are little, so if we can make it kind of go all the way across, then should be able to fit all of their clothes and then some up there, and then she can kind of it'll be taller so they can't just reach it easily, and she can kind of pick out their clothes and help keep it a little organized, because she says it becomes a little chaos with Brindley trying to get her own clothes right now in that small space. So we're going to see if we can fix that and get it done. The weather's been kind of all over the place. Luckily we haven't gotten as much rain as they say that we're supposed to get, but tomorrow it's supposed to be a very rainy day, so we'll see how it goes. But that's what I'm doing. I got a couple other errands to run. I need to pick up one of my prescriptions and probably do a little grocery shopping and a little bit of everything, so try to make a good use out of all of it while I'm going to town. I always try to get as much done as I can whenever I got to go to town. It's calling for rain next week too. Hopefully the rain goes away for a little while, because I'm ready to get back on the mill. I got some milling to do. I put the video out yesterday for you guys talking about repurposing the cabin for something else and building a new cabin. And some of y'all actually gave me some pretty good ideas that I didn't really think about. I was thinking about taking the cabin completely apart and rebuilding something with it, and then some of y'all said actually keep it where it is, kind of rehab it a little bit, that front wall, and use that structure for what I was talking about or for other things. And that's not a bad idea, and actually putting the cabin in a different location and just doing a whole new foundation for it. And also, in my brain I've been going concrete slab, but some of y'all suggested maybe putting it on pillars and building the floor, which actually would save me a lot of money, because I could mill a lot of it that way and not have to spend all the money on concrete. So that's a thought too. So there's a million things running through my head about what to do and how to do it. And I'm actually not opposed to building it on pillars and building a foundation. Need to do a little research of what size floors and all of that, and you know, headers, and well, I don't know if it'd be called headers in the floor or not, or what kind of headers for the floor joists it would take to hold that much weight with it, you know, the logs and everything else. So that is a thought process. I don't really have to worry about flooding and stuff up on the mountain per se, so I don't have to go in the air with it, but having a crawl space and being able to access all the plumbing and stuff like that has its perks and advantages, and I feel like I can insulate it better, because one thing that I have found with the concrete on the ground there on the tiny house, that floor gets really cold, really cold, and if I actually put it in the air, I can insulate the floor and put skirting around it, and maybe be able to cut down on the floors being so cold. So leave it in the comments, tell me some suggestions, because that intrigues me, because if I can mill most of the floor, that would save me a ton of money, because I'm thinking it's going to at least cost about 10 grand plus, probably more, to do a big slab like that, to do a big cabin, and then doing the plumbing and everything, and in the concrete before the concrete poured like I did on the tiny house. That was a lot of work. And then if anything ever happens, you got to chip up concrete and everything else to fix it. So it's a thought. It's something to be honest with you, I haven't even thought about. So being that I got the mill, that might be the smarter solution. And I actually have a lot of telephone poles and stuff too, 10 footers that I could use for the pillars to build all the headers on for the floor, and those are plenty big enough to hold any kind of weight. So yeah, it's definitely a thought. It's definitely a thought. I believe the hardest part would be digging the holes to this settlement up there on the mountain, but a big enough auger, I believe I could do that. So yeah, it's a thought, but I've definitely, like I said yesterday, I've definitely decided that I'm definitely going to build a whole new structure to live in. And some of y'all have suggested adding on to the tiny house and stuff like that, and I have thought about that, but I think the tiny house would be better just being a tiny house than trying to add to it. It's not off the table 100% yet, but the ceilings and stuff are so low in there, I think it'd be good guest quarters. I don't know if I so much want to make it the house. I know I've flirted around with that idea a few times, but I don't know. No matter what, I have to finish the tiny house to live in it while I build whatever I'm going to build. But one of the things that intrigued me with what y'all said was, if I don't tear the cabin completely down and just kind of renovate it somewhat to be able to be a shop or that outdoor kitchen or that I was talking about yesterday, then I can keep using it while I'm building my actual house and then deal with it. Because if I do it as the outdoor kitchen processing area or garage, like some of y'all suggested, stuff like that, I don't have to finish it out like I would if I had to live in it. It wouldn't really take much. I just had to fix that front wall basically, and I believe that wouldn't be too difficult. So, and then the structure's already built, and I have a loft there for storage and all of that. So it's definitely a good thought. And to be honest with you, if I set the cabin further back, the new cabin, I will actually have a better view of Mountain Magazine, because getting away from that tree line a little bit opens up the view a little bit. It does put me a little bit closer to the power lines, but not much. I wouldn't set it too far back there to start with. So definitely a lot to think about. A lot to think about. And a couple of y'all suggested for me to reach out to the ones that drew SLR's plans too, and I might do that as well if she's still available. She did reach out to me a couple years ago and said that she was willing to help me out, but I never ended up starting the cabin, so I don't know if she's still available or not. So if you're watching, shoot me an email. If not, I'll search through the emails and I'll contact you. But that is definitely a thought on it. I would like to, I built the tiny house out of my head, but I would like, the cabin's going to be a much bigger have some kind of blueprint situation to kind of go off of. That way I can stay on track. That way my brain don't start going, and it ends up being some crazy building. So a lot going through my head, guys. A lot going through my head. The sawmill has definitely opened up a lot of possibilities. But I'm thinking building the cabin off the ground a little bit, financially, is probably going to be the best option, and probably be able to allow me to control the heating of the floor and stuff a little better. So it's definitely a thought. And I've got all that rock and stuff laying around that I could do a real nice skirting around it with the rock off the property, which is going to be free as well. And y'all know I got those 2 pallets of Portland mix for rock, so I've already got that in place as well. So definitely leaning towards that. I'm thinking that might be a good option, and I think it would look really good too, kind of having that rock skirting with a nice porches, and yeah, it's definitely a thought. Definitely a thought. But I'm curious to know what y'all's thoughts are, because y'all got some really good ideas. And like I said, that's kind of what got my brain thinking, was all of y'all's comments that I read last night and early this morning whenever I woke up. So yeah, let me know. Let me know what you're thinking. But I'm getting close to town, so I'm gonna get off here and go get this hardware. But I love every single one of y'all. Hopefully y'all are having a great Friday, I believe it is. TGIF, guys. Do something nice for somebody today. Make sure you take another step closer to your goals, but keep it real. Come out.